Go ahead and let everybody in there.
Yeah,
Brando.
yeah, I got that.
Hello, my peoples. Hello.
Good morning.
Good
Hey,
morning
Elmer.
to you.
Campbell coming from space again.
Campbell has to be very careful right now. Campbell is following the highway patrol right in front of me. So I
Yeah.
have to be on my P's and Q's about driving right now.
You got to look like you're not on your device.
Well, you can actually have it when it's in the cradle. You're allowed to do stuff and talk and be on the phone, but you cannot use it with your hands. So I'm just trying to make sure I behave myself.
Hands free.
Yeah. Especially considering I'm 2
on
miles from the house. Don't need a ticket today.
Awesome. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Mastermind. We're just, get that cup of coffee, or in my case, I'm switching it up today. I got some yerba mate tea.
Marcus, I got your message. I'll get you that video later on, buddy. I haven't ignored you.
Oh, hey, thanks, man. I've totally forgot, but
You'll get it.
reminding me.
You got it.
All right. How's everybody doing today? Good? Good, yeah.
Excellent.
Excited?
Really good.
Last week we forgot to share our wins because we had so much awesome content to talk about. So I think today what we should do is we should share wins. And just remember, when I say share wins, it doesn't necessarily have to be a listing or an appointment. It could be an awesome conversation that started. It could be, integrating something new into your business, a new system that you found out, anything. Just share,
I've got one for you, Marcus.
Go for
We
it.
had a call the other day. It was actually a Google LSA call for a guy who wanted to list his house, and this house is at almost 4 times our market average. Should be between 1.3 and 1.5 million. And because we had worked on our seller listing packet that we had learned from Krista Mashore and from others, we had everything ready, and we went over there and gave him all the information. He was blown away. So as long as the appraisal comes out that we did yesterday, we should be listing his house within the next 2 weeks.
Awesome. Okay, so let's reverse that a little bit. So where did that lead come from? What ad did that lead come from?
It actually came from our Google LSA local service ads.
Okay.
But because of the confidence we've learned from being around the Mastermind and StreetText and around coaching with Krista Mashore, when we went in there, we had the confidence to believe that we have the skills necessary to help them sell a house, which is truly nicer than any other home in the neighborhood. He did every single upgrade that could be done. His house got struck by lightning, and when they ended up redoing it, he was redoing it for his wife, who is dying of cancer. And that's why he's moving now, because she ended up dying. And he put everything in there. He's probably got $500,000 worth of upgrades between control 4 system, motorized shades, maxed out air conditioning system. I mean, there's nothing that was cut there. It truly is an overbuilt house. So it's going to be interesting selling it, but we have the confidence to do it.
Congratulations. Crappy circumstance for that person, but I'm glad you can be there for him.
Very much so. We connected with him over that, and because we had the empathy and we were able to understand what he's done to his house upgrade-wise, we were able to relate to it through all of our disc training and everything else. It's all coming together, and we appreciate what you guys have layered on through StreetText, because it's been stuff that's truly benefited us in everything we're doing, not just our StreetText ads, but other stuff.
Wow. And I caught you say something in there that I'd like to address for a second, because I know Troy gets excited when we talk about this. You said through your disc training. Did I read that right? Disc training?
Yeah, disc training, absolutely.
All right, Troy, there you go. Create that webinar. we have talked about this before, and if anybody knows, disc training is applying to personality, knowing personality types, and it's awesome. It's awesome to know.
My wife and I are DISC certified. We've actually gone through DISC training and become masters at DISC.
Wow. Well, then maybe you will be on that roundtable discussion as we develop that
Yeah,
webinar.
but you'd be more beneficial to let my wife talk on that. She's going to be the more eloquent one on that, to be honest. But yeah, we can contribute.
Awesome. Thanks for that share. That was an awesome share. Elmer, you have a question?
Not a question, but I want to share a win real quick.
Oh, please,
Since
yeah,
I'm
go
kind of
for it.
new to the group, I actually have my first listing appointment here next week through a StreetText lead that I got, and then I have a rental that I'm showing here this week as well. So hey, two small wins though.
Okay, so let's take it back because everybody loves to learn from these. Um, so which ad were you running, and how did that conversation begin?
Okay, so the ad that I was running is the what's your home's worth ad.
Yep.
Or if I had an offer for you, would you sell your home? So that one came in as usual. I got the email, I got the address, I got the name number. Uh, I shot them a CMA that I sent them through a cloud CMA that I have, which I track if they've seen it or not. So once I saw that she had seen the CMA, I called her, no answer. I texted her, no answer, but I was persistent on it. And then she finally replied to Julie. She replied to Julie. And as soon as I got the text message that Julie had replied, well, I jumped right on it and I said, hey, obviously continue the conversation. Says, yes, I asked, the questions. Would love to help you. I hope you received the CMA. She proceeded to say, I didn't see it. I said, well, I'd love to get on a phone call with you to see if you received it. Sure enough, called her at 6 o'clock that same day. Found out that she's actually selling to downgrade to buy. So I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna help her list the property. She's actually doing some small things to the home, fixing the fence, painting a little bit. And she says she's looking forward to working with me, and I'm also sending her more properties for the ones they're going to buy in Matagorda Bay, which is more towards the ocean. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I kept on persistent. Then Julie came through for me, got the phone call, and hopefully we'll be listing that property here within 3-4 weeks after she gets all of that done. So, and then I'm looking with my they came in as buyers. They're actually renting, and it's right around my office. So I took it as a rental, and it's a pretty high rental too. It's about $2,600 a month rental. So yeah, definitely. And then to me, as renters become buyers. So I went ahead and I'm doing that. So yeah, definitely.
Wow.
I'm happy. I'm good.
Awesome. Congratulations, and way to be persistent with that. Now, when I was going to ask you, when you were using Julie, were you role playing as Julie before you passed over that conversation?
No, you know what? I just continued the conversation seamlessly. I mean, I didn't want to deviate from whatever Julie was doing, but no, I just continued, and then I just kept on asking her. Oh, definitely would love to talk to you tonight, and sure enough, got on the phone, and we have the appointment coming up here pretty soon. So yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Anybody have any questions for Elmer, or continue on with the sharing of the wins?
No, one thing with Elmer though that's good. I like how he said he jumped in there because you judge everybody individually. But a lot of people have to remember the moment that text hits StreetText, the texting stops. So if you're not running another texting system, you have to remember to go in there and manually send out from there sometimes to keep that conversation going.
Yeah, definitely. I was aware of that because I actually went back and I've been going back and just watching several masterminds behind before I came in, and someone had mentioned that in one of the masterminds. So I took a mental note of that. And what I'm doing is I'm setting a lot of reminders for myself for that buyer right through StreetText, and I've connected that through my Google Calendar, which at the same time gives me reminders. So yeah, I've set up reminders for her. Just touch base with her here in about a week. Hey, how are the small to-do lists coming along? Then in 3 weeks, hey, are you ready for the meet? So no, definitely, yeah, definitely. Good looking out. That's a good note though.
So one question I would like to ask everybody, how many of you are winging it, or how many actually have checklists like notes in their phone or whatever for how they're following up from what blows into the StreetText system? I've got notes in my phone, so when I look at it, I can follow through. And the one thing I love about the iPhone is as I go through that, I have a note, I just copy and paste, put the new name, and I can click every item. And if I'm sharing that item with either someone I might be co-listing with or my assistant, everything gets marked off that's done. So even though every now and then I drop the ball here and there, I don't drop the ball as often, and it leads to a win more often than a loss.
You know what? That's actually a good pointer, because I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I was winging it, and in a way, I was just kind of following her lead. I knew I had mental notes in my head. I need to do this, but I think that's a good point, though, Leon. I need to, just have it on my notes on my iPhone. Like you have your notes and you have your, just put little bulletin points. Hey, if it's a incoming lead from StreetText, boom, follow, make sure you ask these questions. So that's actually a good point. I'm going to create that when we get off the phone now. Just have those following bulletin points for next time. So thank you.
Awesome. Wendy, you have something you want to add?
Hi guys.
Hi.
Just driving, so sorry about the noise. So I had 2 StreetText listings appointments yesterday and got them both, and then I got another call yesterday for another one that we set up for next week. So yay! And
Yay.
they are, what's my worth ad? What's my home really worth? All of them came from those ads. And I think that people are a little motivated right now. So if you're not running ads, run them, because the media is kind of putting everybody in a frenzy, acting like, the market's going to crash and you better sell right now because interest rates are going up and nobody's going to want to buy when they hit an all-time high, which they won't, because high has been really high and we're still low. But anyway, it's nice because it puts people in this, oh my God, mindset. And then you go in and oh my God, help them sell their house.
Awesome. So pretty easy, seamless, conversations. Are you picking up the phone? How have these leads been, scheduling those appointments with you, or how you been able to create those appointment opportunities?
Yeah, no, not so much. I still suck at calling, but they get my funnel. I actually updated my funnel to have more of my seller videos in there. So I'm super excited about people actually seeing all of those. And then we're doing CMA drop-offs, and they all came from CMA drop-offs.
CMA drop-offs, cool. We'd love to see those. So are like a nice package? What do those look like? How do they?
So basically, I just have a 1-page CMA in it, and then a letter, stating that I received their home value. I'm a digital marketing genius, whatever I say in the letter. And then I have a QR code going to my seller seminar, which has all my videos that I've been doing. And then I just show them open 3D doors on all of our lists. And
Cool.
I show a little piece about like list reports,
And where's this QR code coming from that you're referencing?
Okay,
I made it.
that's
through
one thing I want to
Flow
talk to you about.
Okay, when we're done with this, we'll do that.
Oh, I just muted you, Campbell. Wendy, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. Congratulations. We definitely want to see it and hear more about it. And it's a little bit hard to hear you because of you being in the car. But
Sorry.
it's okay.
Hey, Wendy, it's Jeff. Just out of curiosity, how long were those 2 sellers in your funnel?
They actually were pretty recent. So, yeah. Like, I think they came in 2 weeks ago. We did a CMA drop-off last week, and we're meeting with them this week and next week. So, but yeah, I think that, I really think that it was also because the media, and that's what everybody says when I walk in the door. They're like, so the market's going to crash because the interest rates are going up. So we want to sell right now. I'm like, okay, that's really not going to happen, but I am more than happy to help you. So I try to keep people in less of a panic, but they're ready to retire. So they're ready to cash in while the market's good. And I'm going to help them do that. So.
That's a good point right now. I mean, so get those ads up, because if that's the frenzy that people are, and there's a lot of people that just, are glued into the media and they believe whatever they say.
Yep.
So, unfortunately. So I would take advantage of that, like Wendy just did.
I'll share a quick win. Got an email this morning from someone that had received the mailer that I send out. This is on if someone wanted to buy your house valuation ad. I forget the exact verbiage, and actually we tweak it slightly because we have a cash offers program. But the email simply said, received a mailer from you about your cash offers programs. The mini report on my house is severely outdated. Give me a ring to discuss. So I was at a settlement this morning and then had my daily coaching huddle. But as soon as I hop off here, that's what I'll be doing, giving John a call.
Awesome. Good job. Way to go. Josh has shared a lot of his stuff, and he's coming out with a Think If It course very soon. So if anybody's interested to see more of his follow-up, that'll be released in the next, I believe, few weeks here. So get ready. Gabriel, you have a question or something that you want to say?
I just wanted to share what they were talking about with the listings and people coming on. So I coach people all over the country, and it's pretty much happening. More listings are coming on. Okay, you guys should be collecting as many as you can. And I say this with only my intention to help you. Okay, like as you start to get more listings, like it's the market. So have it streamlined, have it be ready to collect. Some of you will have 15, 20, 25, 30 listings in the next few months. And if you're not ready for that, it can become a nightmare because they're not going to be selling as fast and you're going to be panicking. But that's okay because that's the way it works. Okay. As that starts to happen, it shifts to a buyer's market. So you know how it's been really hard to find listings. That's how it becomes with buyers. Now, I don't think it's going to go that hard, that fast, like 04, 05, 06. But and I've been telling people for a few months, like it's be ready, like something's gonna give soon, like it's been going on too long. So it's yeah, so anyways, I wanted just to say be ready for it. There are more coming. Don't sleep on it because there's a window to collect lots and lots of listings, and this is it. This is the time to be really working your StreetText right now. Working the StreetText, doing the bomb videos, you know, everything that we talk about, like the what's the course, Salter, Jennifer? Salter?
Yeah, Jennifer.
You know, that stuff, the Krista, the just everything, like really get really good at it because you guys in the next few months can get a ton of listings. And if you streamline it properly, you're gonna have a ton of inventory. So here's why that's important in a buyer's market. Because if you have no inventory and there's a ton of homes out there for them to choose from, and you finally get a buyer, you know, they're going to probably buy a house from some other listing agent with you, but that's fine. But the more you have in your inventory, kind of like a car lot, you know, when you go to a Chevy dealership and all they have is Chevys, you're like, well, I don't really want a Chevy. Let me go over there. And then you go to a broker that has all the brands, right? So be the broker with all the brands, have as many as you can, right? So, and I'm just saying this from what I've been hearing from my coaching clients who are all over the country, across the board. People are like, oh my God, I just got 3 listings. Like, what? You know, they're surprised. And I'm like, yeah, good. It's happening. Keep going. This is where things shift. And I like to use the analogy of a train. You know, when the train's on the track and it comes to one of those splits, if you don't shift the thing, the train's going to keep going in that direction. That's what happens with agents. They're going in that direction. They don't split the track. And they keep going, and they're watching the market keep going that way, further and further. And they're like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. What's happening? Right? So pivot, shift, adjust, pay attention. Stop talking about, oh, we just got over asking price 100,000. Like stop. Now's the time to price things really, really well, really good, competitively. And because if you promise If you've been promising people 100 over asking, 2 days, and they come at you with that and you can't get it done, they're going to be disappointed, right? So a few thoughts in that, but I hope it helps you guys.
It's great. Thank you, Gabriel. That was amazing. Leon, do you have something you want to add to that?
Yeah, a little bit. This is the time of year, we always say real estate seasonal, even though it's year round. And so you have to shift your mindset into what particular season we're in. This is kind of like the holiday season for us because school is ending in a few months. And so the thing right now is, like, if you go through your StreetText account and go look at the folks in there that are saying 3 months, 6 months, next year, whatever, start at your oldest leads and work your way back, because every week we hear the wins from the follow-up. So right now, if you're going to be following up something, I would be working through the stuff to go back at least 6 months to a year, start looking through all these things, and like we just said earlier, start shooting out the texts or the emails, hitting the folks up. I always just start out with, hey, I had a reminder pop up to reach out to you, whether you text them or call them. I wouldn't hide behind the email. I'd at least text, if not call, and go get them, because as school is winding down, where I'm at, we're never going to worry about it being a buyer market for a while here. But you still have sellers that are doing things. I've got 2 appointments today from the follow-ups. So I would definitely say, if you're not doing your follow-ups on the 6 months, 9 months, 1 year out, you're not mining gold in your gold mine. But I you've got the data, go use it.
Awesome. Paula.
Well, kind of playing off of what Leon was just talking about, I went back to my StreetText that had kind of run out of my workflow on my CRM, where they were getting weekly bumps. And I went ahead and I just, to Wendy, actually picked up the phone. I called, which I'm not real good at either, so it's not a diss. And then I also sent a text message if I left them a voicemail, if I didn't get a hold of them. And I now have 2 appointments, 4 listings on those. And so those came through, what is your home worth? And I ran a what is your home worth with a picture of a sunset on my farm. That was a lead from StreetText. And I actually had an investor who said, wow, who's doing your photography and who's doing your marketing? I want to connect with them. And I said, hi, honey. And so now I have some additional opportunities that way as well. So yeah, it's amazing what you do when you pick up the phone. Hate that. Dang it.
Yes. Thank you, Paula. That was a great share. Lynea.
Hi. I just piggybacking on what Gabriel was saying a minute ago about, really pricing homes right. I actually just talked about this on my Agent Power Huddle this morning about how in my market, I'm starting to see a slight shift. I don't have enough data to say if it's permanent or anything, right? It's just like right now, it's definitely shifted from where it was 3 weeks ago, and how pricing right now is super, super, super important. So I'm kind of changing a little bit of the way that I'm doing my home value reports right now. I'm not, I'm definitely educating people more on, making sure that the price that you get is the price that you want, or the price that we listed at is the price that you want, because I don't know in this exact moment if we're going to be able to get you multiple offers and get you massive amounts over asking. So I just think it's really important to educate and let people know what's happening. And another thing to that is that because I'm so HomeBot, like I'm super, super HomeBot, I actually went into HomeBot on Monday and just did a quick little like, hey, the last 6 months, I've been telling you that, you're probably going to sell your house for more than what you're listing for. And today I'm telling you that's changed. And there's a little bit of a shift happening. There's a lot of things going on in the market that might affect pricing on your home. So if you want a more thorough, accurate evaluation based on today, reach out to me directly. And I got like 3 people that called me. So just FYI, make sure like you're getting that message out to your database as quickly as possible if you're in a market like mine right now.
Wow, awesome. And by the way, Lynea and I, a few weeks back, did the HomeBot presentation. So if you guys want to see what that's all about and what you can do by picking a preferred lender, go watch that. It's one of the previous webinars that we did. Josh.
Just thought I'd share, if you have any amount of old seller leads, a very simple script you can use, text, email, and even send them a direct mail letter is simply, hey, Marcus, just curious, would you consider selling your property at blank address to one of our clients? ? Some people call that the golden letter script or whatever you want to call it. If you have any number of old leads, that will get you into conversation with a good, and it's not an aggressive, it's a very passive. Would you consider selling the property to one of our clients? Yeah, it works great in all three of those mediums: text, email, direct mail.
Love it. Do it. Do that now. Test it today. John.
Yeah, in that same vein, there's a lot of different ways to get in front of a client, a selling client, but once you're there in today's market, as has already been said, to talk about the two tracks that the market could be on, that right now the track is still, it's very much a seller's market, but with the rising interest rates and the changing economy, that may or may not be going on. But to emphasize that, what I've been doing is going back and showing them what a typical loan amount would be for a house of their price range, and showing them what the mortgage rate would have been when it was 2.89 and what the mortgage would be now when it's 5.02 or whatever it is, and show them that amount of money difference per month, and just let them see the impact of that on their life, and they can transfer that over to their potential buyer and kind of understand what the nature of the situation is.
That's great. You guys hear that? That's cool. That's some good stuff right there. I mean, that's that's reality right there. Like, oh, I could have been spending this much per month, and now I'm having to spend this much.
But you don't want to do that until you're actually in front of them talking about listing it, because otherwise, it'll be wasted effort. You've got to get in front of them for that.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So rising interest rates does create a rising demand for a period of time, because people will see that the interest rates are coming up. This is the exact same thing we see with an inflationary market. When people assume that the product is going to be more expensive next month, they want to buy it today. They're not going to wait 1 month. In a deflationary market, it's exactly the opposite. People assume 1 month from now it's going to be cheaper, so I don't want to buy right now. And that's why governments try to get that inflation rate around that 1 to 2%. So something though that you want to think about is right now the market, it's spring market, right? People list in the spring. This is normal. You should be seeing more listings coming on market right now. And this is a really good time to follow up with your database. If you've done the work of done there, that's awesome. Now make the most of it. But the second thing is you got to ask yourself, what rate is the market growing at? Because that's sort of the normal. And who here wants to be normal or average? Nobody. And the other thing is this is a room of early adopters. Like the people in this mastermind, you guys are early, you're thinking early, you're ahead of the game. The key is whatever that growth rate is, let's say 10% on the market is growing right now. How are you growing faster above and beyond that 10%? So don't stop and don't play at the game of the market. Whether the market's going up or the market's going down, you can grow your business. A really good example of that is Matt Yasminensky. Like when he was he's in Grand Prairie, their market was going through a downturn the last 4 years. Well, his business grew 15% every year. So even in a downturn market, you can grow. But the key is you got to actually want it. And then you got to implement the strategies to do it. And then it's go time. So the key, I think, is really, it doesn't really matter what the market's doing. It matters what you're doing. And that's really the most important thing. And the other thing is be like the advisor to your client. So whenever there's uncertainty, people flock to advisors they can trust. They're looking for somebody who can guide them through it. And so now's like everyone's saying, now's not the time to be saying, hey, do a, probably it's depending on your market, of course. Some markets are a little bit different. They're going to be a little bit more competitive, but now's not the time to be advising to send the highest offer possible, probably. Because the market's sort of reaching, at least in our market, we're probably reaching for the first time home buyers market, that tip of what's affordable. Because in our market, after that, you have to put more down as a down deposit. And we're right at that breaking point of what, just from legislation. So that's gonna sort of keep the market where it is pretty close to what we are right now. So I mean, every market's gonna be a bit different, but there's a lot of things going on. But the other thing is count how many homes are available and how many homes are in demand. If anything, we're moving from a seller's market, hopefully, to a balanced market. We're not even close to a balanced market yet. So it's going to take some time to get there. But it's exciting. I'm curious what other people's thoughts are on this.
On that specific, before you've gone into that, I was just kind of reminded of something that a buddy of mine were discussing yesterday. And so it's a little lesson for you guys from Costa Rica. So down here in Costa Rica, there's a lot of gringos that have businesses. And my buddy is actually, he purchased his vehicle from the shop, and they promised they're going to do all these things. It's been kind of a bit of a nightmare for him to get the work done. But now that they're going to do the work, he's not going to have a vehicle for an entire week. So he's looking into what am I going to do? I can't, renting down here is very expensive, that sort of thing. But he had actually talked to the owner, and the owner had said, okay, we'll see if we can get you maybe a vehicle that you can use. But his last conversation was like, well, that's not really a thing that is, courtesy vehicle, or, them giving you a ride back home after you drop your vehicle off is not really a thing here in Costa Rica. And it's actually an excuse I've heard from multiple businesses down here. They're like, well, that's not really a thing in Costa Rica. And my buddy and I were just talking about it. We're like, wow, in what you just said is your greatest opportunity to rise above everybody else just by offering that service, that something that everybody else, like, make it a thing. Be that business that does that thing. And so I encourage you guys to find out, what is that thing for you? What is that one, that one little thing that's just going to make you a cut above everybody else out there, right? How can you service them in a different way that nobody else is going to service these your clients and your leads? What is it that's going to make you stand out? Because that's, when somebody is evaluating, when these leads come in, they're not just evaluating you, they're evaluating everybody else. They might have been contacted by somebody else. They might have seen a sign as they drove home. Hey, I wonder, that guy's sign to see all over town. I wonder what he's like, right? So why are they going to go with Paula? Why are they going to go with John? Why are they going to go with Elmer, right? That's kind of the big thing. And if you can communicate that Paula just mentioned, the person noticed her photography, right? And, who does your photography and marketing? She's like, I do, right? So standing out, right? Oh, wow, you personally do that? That's amazing, right? So those little things, that's just kind of, it was a big thought, and it's just, how can you stand out? What can be that thing? Don't sit there and go, well, that's not my thing. Make it your thing. Do that thing, whatever it is, find it what's unique to you and what you can offer. That would be really awesome. So just a little lesson from Costa Rica.
One thing that I just want to add to that, and it might not be a big thing, like you said, just make it your own. Like me, you've said it many times, guys, I love helping people. It just kind of, when I talk to them, they can see it in my face, they can hear it in my voice. And something about whenever I help people, my business for the first 2-3 years have been nothing but referrals. Yes, I know a long-term goal, my business is not going to be on referrals. Therefore, hence the reason why I'm here, right? You got to lead generate, you got to do these things to grow your business. But I think just by being yourself and being a kind person and just genuinely wanting to help people, I think it's just something that a lot of people take for granted sometimes. Because I've heard people that come to me that say, you know what, Elmer, already off the bat, you're just totally different than other agents that I've talked to. Because yes, we're in here obviously to sell homes, but besides selling homes, you want to make these people feel comfortable doing this with you through the whole process. And I've gotten people that have cried at the closing table because they never thought it was something that was going to be possible. And yeah, I know it might be something small, you know, hey, being kind, being that person, but I think small little things go a long way sometimes, and just doing those little things that people take for granted, hey, that to me goes a long way, because I can tell you right now, I have 2-3 clients right now that I closed on my very first year as a realtor, and I'm going on 4 years here in October. And these people send me business like you have no idea. It's just for just being who I am, being kind, being helpful, and just giving them that experience that other agents I guess couldn't give to them. So yeah, small things go a long way, guys. That's all I wanted to share. So.
Hey, Elmer, just real quickly, I just wanted to jump in there. I'm not sure that you shouldn't base your long-term business on referrals.
No, I'm not.
I've been doing this.
No, I said I wasn't. That's the reason why I'm here. My first 3 years, it was nothing but referrals, and I became a full-time realtor a year ago, right? And obviously, my mind has shifted completely. Now that this is my livelihood. So no, definitely no, not just referrals. I have different sources of lead gen, systems in place, and all that.
I understand that. I guess my point is, I think your goal, well, maybe not, but my goal has always been to be referral based. When this is all said and done, I don't want to knock on doors. I don't want to drop. I don't want to follow up on StreetText leads. I want people picking up the phone, calling me because I was referred to them. That's the easiest way to do business, is have other people refer you.
Oh, no, definitely. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I still get referrals like you have no idea. No, definitely, right? But see, I want to just grow it so big on just referral base, on lead base. And, you know, eventually I do get it, Jeff. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, right, you don't want to have to work as hard now in your third year, fourth year, in your 10th or 11th, 12th year. No, I get it, right? A lot of my first 2-3 years, when I say every single transaction that I closed was referral based, but now what I'm trying to do is expand my business, obviously, still keep my referral based business there, but obviously my organic lead generating tools that I have now. So no, definitely though. Yeah, I agree with you.
And I think being the people person you are, your referral business will grow organically. So you're definitely on the right track, my friend.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Josh, I think you had something to add to that.
Yeah, well, not so. I'm pivoting back to something I see going on in the chat and a common thread here. Each of our markets are maybe, or some of our markets are changing, but it's not. You know, every market is different and unique, and so I'm going to drop a link to a Google spreadsheet. Oh, I had it copied and now I don't. A guy by the name of Chris Jones, who's become a bit of a buddy of mine. He's got this market forecast template, spreadsheet template, where you can plug in some data from your market, and it will give you an idea of you know, the trends and where the market is heading. And it gives you data that you can have a conversation with the seller. So it's not just you telling the seller, right? You're pointing to, this is what the data is saying about where our market is trending, which helps with pricing. It also makes for, and he's got even, I think he's got an example in there of how you can, he's got instructions. Okay, sorry, I'm a little all over the place. Check out that document, make a copy before you use it. It's just a Google Doc. And he'll walk you through how to plug in the numbers, right? The data. And then it'll spit out like a nicer version of the data. And then you record a video. And I started doing this. I didn't do one for March, I don't think. You record a video about your market forecast for, you know, whatever area. And that then also makes for great content, a great video you can send out to through HomeBot or however to those leads. So you're like, you're predisposing them to, you know, the pricing conversation that you may have to have with them if they decide to, you know, to sell. And Dee mentioned, yeah, he's got a great webinar that goes along with the calculator. I forget, Chris does some really high quality, like good training webinars, but you can figure out from the spreadsheet, like there's a little video tutorial of how to use the spreadsheet. And then I think somewhere in there is even the script for it. And if not, the script might be somewhere else. I may have to dig that up for Marcus. I can see Marcus already sending me a Facebook message. Where do I get that? But there is some place where you can get that script. Point is, like, the more well-educated and the more proof you have, the more valuable you are, especially in a changing market. I mean, especially in that case. And you may be surprised by some of the numbers that come up from that.
Josh, have you used his 50-point CMA?
I have not. Not for any other reason that I just haven't yet. I mean, I'm not saying it. I don't have an opinion on it. I haven't used it yet. I know he kind of just retooled it as well. But I haven't personally used it as of yet.
I will tell you that my wife loves his 50-point CMA. It's not for simple CMAs that you're doing to pass out, but when you've got a client who's really ready for pricing, it's one of the most accurate pricing tools we've found so far. Now, it takes quite a bit of time to put it together. It's a 2 to 3 hour process, but it dives into appreciation values for the house and everything else. And it goes way further back historically than most CMAs do. And it is a wonderful tool for helping you hit a spot on price in the market.
That's also perfect for clients that are data oriented.
Yep, it surely is.
Which takes us back to the disc profile. You know, those are those people that are analytical, want to see everything. That's good stuff. And that's the one thing that will separate you right there. So I like that Google spreadsheet. Hopefully everybody took a look at it. We'll put it back into the group as well, into the insider community. Josh, that sounds like something you want to add into that course too. Awesome questions, guys. This has been a great conversation so far. Anybody want to just continue on, unmute yourself or share? You can share wins, strategies, techniques that you've been using, or just have questions of the community. Well, this is the perfect time to unmute yourself, because you know you may have a question that everybody else is thinking.
Well, if I could ask a question, I'm new and I'm in the trial period, and Josh has helped me understand this community. So when you get a lead that's a evaluation lead, you only get the address only. I've seen people say, you know, mail them a postcard and try to connect with them that way. I found some techniques for looking up their address, get their tax records, and then you can find through Exact Dial and other programs their email and their phone number. So I just started emailing them saying, hey, you asked for this information. I realized you didn't have time to fill out everything fully. Would you like to know more? And I did it through a text, kind of a polite email. Do you think that's a bad program versus mail a postcard? Why haven't more people used that?
Why not do it all?
Yeah, we do it all. We send mailers out and we go through. That's them. It's free for phone and email. Thank you, Lynea. And so we try to reach them in every direction.
All right, that person was breaking up.
It's called That's Them. That's what they're using. That's
them.
Yeah.
Joe, what's the one that you use?
Exact Dial.
Exact Dial. Thank you.
It's relatively inexpensive, and I'm always looking for one that's a little bit tighter, but it gives you emails. And
for any of y'all that have Remind through your FMLS or through your MLS, you will find that their data is really accurate for email addresses and for telephone numbers for addresses that you get. It doesn't cost you anything.
If they have it.
Yep.
I actually was going through our Facebook StreetText group, and obviously I'm getting a lot of address only leads, and obviously I'm putting a packet together. I'm putting a little packet together that I'm going to send to them. Pretty inexpensive, actually, because we have a discount through my brokerage here at a local print shop. But someone had posted a True People search. I utilized it yesterday. Oh my goodness.
That's what I use. It's
yeah,
awesome.
It's scary good because I put my information in just to give it a shout, and it had my email, it had my phone number. I went ahead and put my mom, my dad, my brother, my cousins. It was all correct, guys, and it's free. So hey, I'm on a little budget here. So True People Search is an amazing website, guys, and it's I'm putting in the names and the names and phone numbers and emails to the StreetText, and then going on from there. So truepeoplesearch.com. It's a good website.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think you get about 90%. Catch about 90% of them.
I mean, to me, I put my whole family in, and it was 100%. So
wow, that's great. Yeah,
I'm telling you, it was kind of scary good in a way.
There's also a program called phonevalidator.com. You can go in there, and I like to use that because at the point you'll know whether it's a landline, voice over IP, or cell phone. And so you never know for sure what numbers are coming into Julie. So it's good to see what they are, because sometimes you might be texting wondering why are they not responding. If it's a voice over IP, some of those receive texts, but the people aren't getting them on the other end. So one of the things that I always suggest before you push that out of StreetText into HomeBot or wherever, go look and see what it is, because you want to know what you're delivering and where it's delivering to. So this way, if it's a voice over IP, I just note in there voice over IP or landline, or so if anything other than a cell phone, because you want to make sure you're delivering the stuff out there that way.
Yeah.
Can you say that address again, Leon? It broke up when you said it on my end.
Pay your cable bill, dude. Phone Validator, phonevalidator.com. And it's really, I mean, it's free, of course, free 99. That's where I live, but it's really good. Very
I like the free 99.
Yeah, it's very accurate. And by the way, Elmer, I'll be seeing you in a couple months because I've been running in Houston since January. So I'll come see you.
Yes. This is awesome. Any other questions, guys? One thing I picked up on in Elmer's win in the beginning was this person was looking to downsize, and I think we're seeing that a lot. This is why that downsize ad, downsize your home but not your lifestyle,
because we're all getting old.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the baby boomers that you're serving right now that are downsizing, and in some ways they're wanting to take care of their kids, and so there's a lot of opportunity there with that downsize ad, I think, and uploading the right image into that and double ending that deal, because they're looking and they have to sell, and they're looking for something. So I would recommend checking out that downsizing ad in the StreetText at the moment, and I'm seeing a lot of good results from it.
Leon, can you put that in the chat, buddy? I've typed it in twice for unvalidated.com and it comes up on a different website. It's a domain search site that's coming up.
It's in there. And Roger said something too. I started using HomeSnap Pro last week for the Heck Pro Plus. Someone in the group had said that last week, and I've been like putting it off. And I went in there, and it's scary, crazy how much information the HomeSnap Pro Plus does if you upgrade. But and one thing I remind people, someone's talking about do not calls, this and that. If they've came into StreetText, you can look and see that they gave email permissions and stuff like that already. So even if they're on that do not call registry list or whatever, they basically already came to you. You're just following up with what they requested or whatever. So don't let that scare you away. If they've said yes, yes means yes. So, don't be afraid to go there. Don't talk yourself out of something instead of talking yourself into something.
Jackie.
So this is a totally different direction, but Gabriel said, have your systems in place for more listings. And I have been seeing more listings come on the market. But my question is, has anybody used My Work Alley, Alley? It's kind of like a transaction coordinating system, kind of like a Trello board. I use Trello right now, but this goes a step further of automated emails and different things like that. Anybody heard of it? Anybody use it?
My Work Alley, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
No, share that. Maybe share that in the group too. Share that in the little chat feature. We can all look into it.
Yeah, the 30-day free trial.
Yeah, it's really affordable, and you can also have where your TC or somebody else can have access to it so they can help you. But I just thought it was interesting because I use the Trello boards and move my clients along with Trello. It's free. But sometimes you just need some emails going out so that you don't get a bunch of the questions coming back about the process and things. You want to be a step ahead. This actually has that already in it and set up. It's a pretty cool system. I looked at it on YouTube and watched videos yesterday. But I just, the more business you're doing, the more organized you have to be. You have to be on top of things. And so I just thought it was kind of a cool little thing.
Hey, Jackie, what did you say you use? Trailer boards?
Trello.
Okay, what is that?
It's a free, it's Trello. It's free. You can have, I think, up to 50 transactions, cards, they call them cards, and you set it up so you can have like up at the top across, you have your different categories like appointment setting, and then appointment, then you can move them to the next category of, sent over documents, and then pre-listing, and you can set up your own categories going through for buyers and sellers. I have my sellers as one color and my buyers as another color, and within those cards you can set up checklists, you can set up all the information in there. It's just an organizing tool. It's pretty cool in itself.
That sounds amazing because it's free. I'm gonna try
it. It is free.
Yeah,
and
free.
As Leon says, we love that free
Free
price
99.
tag. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love that? But it doesn't. The thing that I like about this other program, my Work Alley, is that it has emails set up in there. So like, you could say, congratulations, you're in a contract, here's your next steps, blah, blah, blah. You can send, it's got infographics in there to send to, where Trello does not have that. It's just checklists. Yes, you can remind yourself to send out emails, but you have to go into either Google Docs, make all of those emails and send it all out, where this is automated. It automatic, you set the dates for it to go out and it goes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gold mine. There's so many gold nuggets being dropped, guys. Just do the one, right? We talk about it every time. Pick that one thing that is a huge takeaway from this mastermind today, and just do that one thing. Don't try to do the 10 things. Do the one thing. And if you want to go back and try to do the 10 things, then just watch the recording and pause it at that one thing that you really wanted to go focus on. This is why we upload this right after on YouTube, so you can watch it when you need to and take notes.
So if y'all want to mass spam, I'm gonna give you the other reminder nugget. I did it last year and it really kept me busy for a while. I'm about to drop it again. It's that time of year where you send out the famous time for a assessment for the folks. And it's just one simple, make a little video email or text or whatever and remind them that, hey, I'm sitting down. It's that time of year doing the annual evaluation assessment. Just want to catch up real quick and see if you've done any changes to your home over the last year that's impacted the value. And it's amazing the response you'll get for something so short to send out, but it's hitting right to them, more personalized, and you will get traffic, believe me.
Actually, you're right, because I've actually had several of my close friends have texted me, "Hey, Elmer, can you help me with some comps, man? I think my value has gone up," and so forth. So right now, this time would be a great time to send that email just to your whole pipeline, because just like my friends and anyone close to me, they're thinking the same thing too. They just don't know who to reach out to. So, hey, a reminder, hey, I'm still here for you. What can I do for you? Hey, while I'm here, guys, just one quick last question I had, and so as I mentioned earlier in here, I have a couple of listing appointments coming up, right? Obviously, I'm no listing guru here. I don't have a listing presentation. Where would any of you guys suggest, or maybe give me a little tap? Hey, you know what? Maybe go here, or maybe someone can share something with me so I can get my listing presentation down.
I
Go
honestly,
to Josh only. Josh, who was on the call a little bit earlier, he has a good listing presentation. So
Okay.
just go to his website. It's pretty good.
Elmer, the other thing is, if you, I always say the price education isn't always free. Go find someone in your office that lists, sit down with them, invite them to come list with you. This way, not only can you see what they do and piggyback off it, you'll get your tools in place. Because the bottom line, when you show up and sit down with somebody, you know, they haven't known you forever. The confidence level and what they do in that first initial meeting is important. So people love that team thing. And when you sit down with somebody, I have my new agents piggyback off me. They go, oh yeah, I sit there and, you know, I got a guy over 30 years in the business, this and that, whatever. You're instilling confidence by answering questions before they ask them. And now when you sit down with that person and you see the routine and you get it down, remember this, you're using their resources, who hangs their signs, where they buy their signs, photography, the whole works. Take notes, get it done. And after that first one, if you want to drag them to the second one, fine too. But this way you're dealing with someone who's done this. And I would rather turn around half of something is something than all of nothing is nothing. Because then when you say you walk out of that listing like a boss, you got that paperwork signed. When you walk to that next one, you're balling and ready to go.
Yeah,
you can also co-list, Elmer. You can also go to one of the top-notch firm, whatever, kahunas, and co-list with them, and encourage them to go to the first meeting with you, and just listen how the interaction goes. And you'll nail it for the second and third one, no problem.
Also, video text them, or video, whatever it is, before you go. And, usually a couple days before and the day of. And it's funny, they already know you when you get there. It's really cool.
Oh no, and the thing is this, right? So I've done listings before. Obviously, I've done listings before. I mean, I've done listings that have come to me and from friends and family. So the thing is, I wanna, you always got to get better at something every day, right? And I'm trying to hone in on my listing skills and more of the presentation. Yeah, I feel like I'm the listing presentation myself, right? How I come to these people, but also I want to have that I guess that whole, like Lynea was saying, I want to have those pinpoints jotted down to make sure that I cover every single bit of a listing presentation, or how it should go, right? So definitely I'll reach out to several people here, which I actually have already.
And Elmer, you can also do a little bit of homework prior, which is have, like Rochelle says, maybe not necessarily a video. You could do a Zoom, you could do a phone call to assess your client. And there are basically two types of clients. Those that are going to love the photography and want to listen to all your marketing spiel, etc., and those that are analytical. And what that does, it gives you the elements to fine tune which way to prepare your listing presentation.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much, guys, for all the advice. I really appreciate it so much.
Awesome. All right, we're heading to the top of the hour here, so this is kind of your time. Any bonus time that we give you here is for you. So Q&A opportunities, ask of the community, ask of us. What can we help you with?
So Marcus, you posted something for your little role survey the other day. Ain't picking on KV core stuff, but I'm gonna say that looking at that, while there are a lot of people who do KV core, there's about as many that don't as well. So if you guys were going to go ahead and throw something out there for the next integration, I would ask that in addition to that, if you do KV Core, you pick another one as well, also based on whatever came in second place.
100%. Yeah, I know that was just something that we just wanted to see a representation of the community. And so if you guys haven't seen that pool, go to the features tab, definitely interact with it. Pick that CRM that you're currently using, because we're just interested. We just want to know, what's going to be best for your guys' follow-up in a way that, it will go far beyond just the email parsing or Zapier connection. That will be helpful for you. So,
yeah. I tagged Dan Corkle in that post. I don't know if he responded or not.
Nope.
For follow-up. He's the owner of Follow Up Boss.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, no, awesome. There you
Yeah.
go. I'll try to see what I can do to create. Yeah, I'm always, anytime you guys want me to go introduce myself or StreetText to a potential partner that would just make StreetText that much better, send them my way. If you know those people at the top, send them my way, because I'm now in the wearing the strategic partner and business development hat. So if you have somebody you want me to meet, send them my way. I'll schedule that meeting and see what we can do to create more value for you guys.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'll see if I can find the thing that last year, beginning of last year, they had this thing where they had actually, and I was laughing about this, they had a guy interview he had like 3 of the major CRM folks there, kind of heads up questions on them. And I thought that was really good and really enlightening. So if I can find that, I'll put it in the insider group, because, we do get questions all the time. And like I said, we're not here to chase every shiny new button. Them buttons cost too much. So, just, if people got questions, post it in the insider group, because most times the answers show up for you.
Yeah, and as we always say, what's the best CRM? The CRM that you're going to use, at the end of the day. Right?
Famous words of Jeff.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I think I missed the last meeting, so sorry, but did you guys talk about retargeting? Is that up and running yet or not?
That would be the Stephen Whiting conversation. So I know he is working diligently and relentlessly to get that going, and he will make an announcement in the group as soon as that is going.
Awesome, can't wait.
Yeah, awesome.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Isabel.
Yes, I was just remembering the question that my sister was telling me yesterday. She got a client on her KV Core that wanted to take a pause on her text messages and email because she's recuperating from a stroke, and so she wanted to take a pause on the messages that my sister's sending through the campaigns. Do you know how to pause it, or do I need to unsubscribe that particular client?
For which one? For StreetText?
No, for KV Core.
Oh, yeah, that would be a KV Core person to respond to. StreetText, it's pretty straightforward. The text messages automatically stop, and emails, you can just you can go into that personal contact and just toggle off that switch. But I wouldn't know. KV Core, send a message to support instead of, yeah, that's what D Jones said. Send a message to support instead of KV Core. And
yeah, I just thought maybe someone in here that uses KV Core can answer that, but I guess not.
Yeah, if there's anybody, or maybe just post that inside the insider community in the discussion feature, and maybe someone could post an answer to that as well.
If you're sending out drip campaign in KV Core, there is a section there that you can put it on pause this drip campaign. That's what I do if they ask not to. If not, I just not send out the drip campaign and just put them in what I consider a hashtag, which you can create hashtags in KV Core, where you can put them in a hashtag for, say, 6 months from now, just a follow-up, or 3 months from now. So when you create that hashtag, you can put that person in there, or you can go ahead and pause the drip campaign. That's how I do it.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. That's a really great idea on the hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Well, hey, what a great mastermind. Again, as always, thank you so much for all your participation. And just remember, if something really stuck out to you, go and make it happen today. Post in the insider community if there's anything that you want elaboration on or you want support from the community with. And just make it an awesome day, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.
Thanks. See ya.